At a dire Security Council stakeout on Thursday, UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon called the Syrian situation unpredictable. Kofi Annan, his special envoy, conceded that Syria is slipping into civil war.
No one can predict how the situation in Syria will evolve. We must be prepared for any eventuality. We must be ready to respond to many possible scenarios.
Given the level of violence and the actors on the ground, you could say we are drifting, if we are not already, in a sort of a civil war. All efforts are being made to ensure that if it were to become a full-blown civil war, it doesn't spread to the neighbors.
Annan added that the problem lies not with the six-point plan, but with its implementation. Ban said he'll soon come to the council with concrete options, and he welcomed international involvement in finding a solution. The special envoy agreed that may be the only way forward, and Ban named the upcoming G20 summit in Mexico as an opportunity to find answers. Now, after those three left, the situation only got worse, with the UK, the Arab League, and Germany all bringing up the possibility of heavy sanctions and Chapter 7 draft resolutions, which open up the door to the possibility of foreign military intervention, something that Russia and China remain opposed to. All the permanent five nations seem to have a dog in the fight, and all were eager to blame someone else. U.S. Ambassador Susan Rice was ready and willing to point a finger squarely at Iran.
Well, I think Iran is part of the problem in Syria at the present. There's no question that it is actively engaged in supporting the government in perpetrating the violence on the ground.
Rice was responding to Kofi Annan, who had earlier named Iran as an important country in the region, saying that he hoped the Islamic Republic would be a part of the solution. France announced the next so-called Friends of Syria meeting, the last of which saw commitments for a $100 million fund for paying salaries to armed gangs. Russian Ambassador Vitaly Churkin talked about the deadly toll those gangs are taking.
I think in June 3 and 4, 80 people on the side of the government were killed by opposition. You know, this is not a kind of a violence level against government where you can realistically hope for, serious restraint on the part of anybody. This is an extremely dangerous situation. So simply sort of saying now let's lean on the government when we don't know what we're going to do about the opposition, to me, is something which is not going to lead to any progress.
During the meeting, the Syrian situation somehow made it to the doors of the UN, with 2 arrested as opposition infiltrators tried to break up a pro-government demonstration in the street outside. 2 are reported arrested and at least 1 hurt. Hank Flynn, Press TV, New York.